Okay, guys. So today's recitation is about how to use tools to connect to our remote servers, the EC2 machines. We are basically introducing two tools. The first one is Jupyter Notebook, and second one is VS Code. Jupyter Notebook is actually interactive, and it is easy to debug using that tool. But it is only suitable for small programs. And the cons for Jupyter is that using Jupyter, we are not able to manage or to structureize our code, and it is hard to manage our code. But using pure Python mode, which is using VS Code, it is actually easy to manage our code, and it is very friendly to construct large programs. And actually, that it's not that hard for debug. But the cons for the VS Code is that it could take time to debug because every time we have an error in our code, we are gonna run the program all over again. And in the following, I'm gonna show you how to set up these two modes and the difference between them. We are gonna follow the steps in this documentation, and this documentation is already shared. First, we are gonna do things about the Jupyter Notebook. So let's first uh, log on to our EC2 machines. So basically, I have already logged on to it. And first, we need to uh, activate our Python virtual environment. Then we need to set a password for our Jupyter Notebook server. This will be used when you connect to our remote server using the Jupyter Notebook server on your local machine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's saved. Then we are gonna run the Jupyter Notebook server. Jupyter Notebook server, no browser, and we're gonna run it on the port of, and we're gonna run it on the port of 389. This port is like on which gate we are gonna run the server, and we're gonna use it when we are trying to use our local machine to connect to the remote machine. We are gonna transmit the message on the remote machine through that gate to our local machine. Okay, this is useful in the later. Okay, basically it is running. Then we open another command, uh, and this is the same command as here. Okay, this command is basically telling the remote machine and local machine. So from the remote machine port 389, transmit those message to my local machine, and on my local machine, which gate is the gate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that when we run this code, oh, this is sh-i, this and this part are basically the same command as you log onto your EC2 machine. Why is always okay? Sorry, guys. Okay, let's let it run. So we can now log on to our local host. Local host 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I'm currently in China and the server is in the United States, it could be very slow for me to connect to those servers. But I'm just doing this for as an example for you guys. Uh, you need to maybe be a little bit patient because this will take 2 to 3 minutes, I guess. Sorry for that, guys. Basically, this is the last step because the rest of this is same as you debug on your local machine. What's wrong? Weird. Oh, okay. Here. 1, 2, 3. Login. This is password. We just said it right. Okay, so we have now logged on to the remote server. This is the directories on the remote server, and we can. It's just like you're running Jupyter notebook on your local machine, and everything is the same in the rest of them. In the in on board, and everything is the same as your debugging on your local machine. Okay, so that's it for Jupyter. This is very simple, right? Here is some trick. Uh, if you're gonna close this terminal, like when you're sleeping, but you still to run your code, uh, and there might be some cases you need to close this terminal. Remember to plus this command before you run this command, because every time you close this terminal, it's like kill the server, and the server will not be running anymore. But if you add this command before, the server will running in background. Okay. Okay. Next part, we're gonna talk about the VS Code. So let's first open the VS Code. Using this tool to connect to the remote server, we need to install some plugins. The first important plugin is called Remote SSH. Install it, because I have already installed. This should be install button. After install it, we press Command Shift P. Then we add a new host. Okay, sh-i your PAM file. Here's your PAM file, the password to your PAM file, and username, your machine address, enter. Then, yeah, the first one. So we can check our config. We can see this. We can see this. Here's your machine address, EC2, your PAM file, your username. Then we Command Shift P, connect to our host. Now we need to connect to the host we just added, because I have already added my real EC2 machine, this one. I can connect to it. So basically, you need to choose Linux here, because each EC2 machine is a Linux system. Here it's gonna connect to your remote machine, and basically uh, this will succeed. If you have any problems here, just ask it on Piazza and I will help you. Since I'm in China, connecting to the server could be very slow, but I still need to show you how to debug using this tool. I'm gonna connect to a remote server, a toy server in China. Uh, that will help me to show the example. I will connect to this toy server, Sina. Okay, so basically I'm already connected to it. Then I need to open the folder. The folder is like your working directory, right? Your working directory on your remote machine. Test. Okay. The test is a directory on your remote machine, and there are some that's in here. I have already created Python file here. It's called hello.py. There's nothing. You can just print anything, type, code anything here. Y in range 1.785, right? But you still need to debug it, right? How to debug it? Before you debug it, you need to configure something so that the tool knows how to debug it. Okay, so first we need to install plugin called Python. This should be installed both on your local machine and your remote machine. This should be an install button. After that, after this step, we need to come here, create a launch.json file. This is a JSON file telling VS Code how to debug your program. Choose Python file. Okay, then we have a default launch.json file. The name could be anything, and type do not change it. Request do not change it. File is actually the entrance of your program. Like here, my program it could be the hello.py. So for launch.json, I'm gonna change it to hello.py. Okay, so basically that's it. Then you can run your debug. But before that, for any Python program, you need to have a Python interpreter, right? So we can choose a Python interpreter here. I'm gonna choose my own environment. Okay, then I'm going to my Python file. I can put a breakpoint here, run. Okay, it's running. We can see our local variable here, I0, print I0. We can see it from here. I know it should be 1, print 1, 2, print 2, and everything is like you're debugging on your local machine. This is very powerful. Please use it on please use it. Yeah, in the following semester. This will be very helpful for you guys. Okay, I think that's it for Jupyter and VS Code. And basically, these two tools could be very powerful when you are trying to use your remote machines. And that's it for today, I guess. This is very simple, and I hope you guys could use it. If you have any question, please ask it on Piazza and make the question public. I will help you guys to set up all these things. Okay? Thank you guys. That's it for today.